Today I'm going to be taking you through my current workout routine, and it's how I've at least improved significantly over the short few months that I've been seriously getting into doing bodybuilding and actually kind of taking it more seriously. So I basically started 3 months ago, and I'm not going to do a huge story. I'm just going to say I started off and I had 2 years out. I had a big car accident, whatever, and I lost, well, I wasn't that big beforehand anyway, but I did lose any size I did have. I didn't go to the gym before that. I was just doing some sports, and I was really skinny. And I was skinny before, but I was extremely skinny. After 2 years out of literally doing nothing at all, I was in really bad shape. I was under eating a lot. So that was my starting point, and over those few months I've managed to put on at least, like, I think it's something like 2 stone in weight, something insane, and partly was getting up to my normal body weight standard, because I was below my normal body weight, and some of this is by starting to get into bulking, and I haven't actually even been bulking too much either. I thought I was eating more than I was until I started actually monitoring my calories properly, and now I realise that I need to start eating a lot more, and I've actually increased my calorie intake to a lot higher. So I'm on something like, the past, I think, week I've now been on 3,500 calories. I'm looking to bump that up again, but I'm only bumping it up to more than 3,500 calories because of the cardio I do for boxing. Otherwise there would be no need for me anyway to put it above 3,500, 4,000 calories. That'll be a bit overkill. It's just because the amount of calories I'm burning, basically. So I'm going to take you through my workout and show you how, if you're skinny or even if you're not, this is a kind of great workout that I found really helps. So this is the actual workout number 2. I have 2 of these different workouts so you can follow along, so I will post the other one as well. So this is what I kind of find that has really helped me increase my bench. I've done this and it's literally added, that with the correct form has added at least like 15 pounds to my bench, 15 kilograms, sorry, kg, to my bench. So that's pretty good over the space of 1 month. I spent the first month just learning form, to get my form okay, and then I think the next month I kind of started doing weights, but I had in my head I can't go heavy just because I don't want to get stuck on the bench. But then I think the past month, but I've actually been like, do you know what, screw it, I'm actually going to start benching properly. And since I've started benching properly, I've increased it by 15 kg. So that's a fair amount to increase your bench in just the space of 1 month. And 3 months overall, I've gone up like obviously overall I've gone up a huge amount. So I'm going to show you how I did it, and the workout routine I'm following. So really quickly before I get into it, I basically just wanted to say the dieting is a big part of this, and form. They are 2 things that I'm not really going to talk about in this video. I'll talk about dieting a little bit in the end, after I've shown the workout, but dieting is one of the most important things when it comes to gym, and that's something I hated, and I was like, oh well, here we go. I'm not talking about dieting as in losing weight, I'm talking dieting as in gaining weight for me, and it is a huge thing to increase your bench, but this routine anyway will increase your bench regardless and increase your size, because this specific workout is tricep based, and the other one is kind of more chest and shoulder based. So altogether the workouts do look to increase your size, but yeah, basically you do need to follow some dieting stuff, which I will talk about maybe in another video. Let me know if you want that one. So anyway, getting into the workout. So the first exercise is a rope push down. Now I find rope push down is just a great exercise to warm up. I wouldn't recommend going very heavy on this. Just do 2 or 3 sets on this, and just do them kind of lightweight and high reps, just to really warm up your muscles and get your triceps going. Go a bit, kind of work your way up a bit heavier and drop the rep range as you go up, and that'll, start really light and do loads of reps, and then just kind of increase the weight, drop it down over the 3 sets, and you'll find that really does warm up your triceps. So After this, I literally go straight to the bench press. I want to be fresh as I can be when I go on the bench press. I do a few just to warm up my form. And then after this, what you'll see is you'll see me, this session is more focused, on volume. So I will do, rather than go as heavy as I can, it is literally just on testing how much volume. So you build it up, I say so after you got your form, you just do a few on 30, a few on 40, just to warm up a little bit, and then you start getting into however much you can kind of bench. You know your range. Get up. So for me, I think my max is probably around like 165. I think by next week it'll probably pretty much be 70. If I actually test my 1 rep max, I'm probably around 70. So for me, what I do is I get up to 50. I do about 5 and 50. I then do 60. I'll do a few on 60, and then just do that and then drop it back down. So back down 50 as many as I can, 40 as many as I can, and this helps with a spotter, but just do as many as you can. I find when I get down to 40, it just feels like so light and easy. You can just bang out as many reps as you can. But if this feels a bit heavy for you, then just drop down to 30, or even if it's just a bar. I mean, if you're struggling and you just want to do the bar, just make sure you spend the first 2-3 weeks getting your form correct. Watch some videos. I may do one on how to get your form better. And if you feel intimidated in these types of exercises when you first start in the gym, I can also do how to increase your confidence going into the gym with kind of things like that. So let me know if that's something you want. But anyway, apart from that, you have the next exercise, which is the bench. Again, this is just kind of helps with the spotter just to increase, but if you don't, this is one of the exercises you can Right, the next exercise I'm going to be looking at is the seated shoulder press. Now, I find this a fantastic exercise for your shoulders, but again, make sure your form is right. For all of these, look that you're getting your form correct, and I'm still working getting my form perfect, but it's getting so much better now that I've been doing this routine for a while. So I'm looking at playing around with the weights and trying to do, what I recommend for this is probably it's best to go a heavy weight on your first one, but a heavy weight that you can actually get correct form. That's important to know. So get a heavy weight and then do about 6 to 8 reps, ideally 8, and then drop down the weight if that's struggling, and then do the next 2 sets on that kind of range, or do them all on a heavier one, but give yourself a slight bit more rest time between them. But you can kind of tell. So for me, it's better for me to go heavyweight and then drop it down, or just do all heavyweight as much as I can, because that's the way my body best responds for me personally. But if your body responds better to doing, say, 12 reps at a still heavy weight that you feel is pushing yourself, then do that. But make sure you are pushing yourself as hard as you can through these. Only you know if you're doing that. So then you have skull crushers. Now, dumbbell skull crushers are great exercises just for the triceps. Now, I hate working my triceps out, but this is a good one to go. So I'd recommend definitely doing that. Then you have the dumbbell bench press. I find this a great one to hit the chest. Now, you can do probably, after doing bench press, there is probably better exercises you can do instead of this, because it's very similar. It's basically a bench press with just dumbbells. But I really find that this gets my chest really pumped in, and I feel like I can hit this just to drive home my chest. And this is one of, I think, because I've got 2 of these kind of very similar exercises, it's been the reason that I've been able to do as well as I have, especially if you have a spotter, that they'll be able to help me. So this is kind of going much past failure, because by the time your bench press is done, you've done the other exercises, you've had time to recover. So when you're going this much past failure, I think this is what's really helped me increase my bench. Although if you want to just focus on getting a bigger chest, I'd recommend doing different exercises instead, but this is more focused on increasing your bench rather than just getting a bigger chest. Then you have the seated lateral raise, which is I found a very, very good exercise again for the shoulders. This is one of the best. I think these two exercises for me are definitely two of the top. I have them in my top 5 somewhere, definitely for shoulder exercises, because I find them that good personally for me. And you can kind of superset this. I've seen Mike Thurston do this, and he supersets them with tricep dips, and he kind of does like a different version of this, which I'm very, very much thinking of implementing. Maybe not the superset, but at least implementing the way Mike Thurston does it, which is kind of like you do 5 reps, then you hold it at the top for 5 seconds, and you do 4 reps, hold it at the top for 5 seconds, and then do that all the way till 0, and then you do 3 sets of that. I'm definitely considering about doing that, but that remains to be seen on what I will actually do. I'm going to see how I can compare the two and see which I feel my body responds to best. Then the final exercise, if you don't superset this with tricep dips, is to do tricep kickbacks. And again, straightforward exercises. All of these, apart from the bench press and the rope push down, which are the two, has been designed so that you can stick on your bench, so you don't lose your seat in the gym, and you can just do your tricep kickbacks. Again, make sure you keep the best form you can, and this will be a great tricep exercise to do. If you feel like you can get a little bit more down, I reckon on the last one, go to as many reps as you possibly can. So just keep going and going and going until you burn out your triceps on this exercise, and that's really what's going to hurt and help you the most. If then you feel like maybe you can do a little bit more, I reckon you go back to the rope push down machine and literally just go on maybe a lighter weight and just burn out on the rope push down machine. But this is if you haven't like burned out your arms on the tricep kickbacks anyway, which is ideally what you should be doing. Just if you've got the right weight and you're pushing yourself and you've burned out, there should be no reason to do the rope push down, but just saying the option is there should you feel like you can. That kind of wraps up on the video. This is the exercises, and this is what I've been doing to increase my size. And now that I've actually the past few days gone up to 3,500 calories, which is what I said, and I will increase this to actually 5,000 calories, which again is probably a bit overkill, but I'm weighing in at around, say, 13 stone, which is pretty heavy for someone that's skinny. I mean, I'm not completely skinny, I'm more average, but definitely for someone my size, I am very, very heavy. So following this program, I'm going to go up to 5,000 calories purely because I wouldn't recommend you go up to 5,000 calories if you are skinny too, because it's just seriously overkill. It really is. It's not necessary. It's just because I do so much cardio for boxing, I burn off so much calories, and that is the reason. Just because I burn off so much more calories, basically. Otherwise, there is no need. You can just easily have a bulk at around 3,500 calories. And look, one mistake I will say I did make, excuse me, one mistake I will say I did make is when I was first doing it, I thought I was eating more calories than I was. Get an app called MyFitnessPal. This app, you get premium free in your first month. This isn't a plug or whatever, I'm not sponsored by them. This is just an app I personally use, and I use the Gymshark app to monitor my progress too, and it's definitely important that you do progressive overload. More on that in future videos. So basically just increasing your weights as you kind of go along. Just don't go too heavy do what you can do. Anyway, so I definitely recommend the one thing is monitoring your calories, because when I started, I didn't actually realise I wasn't eating as much as I should. So on some days I'd have, say, 2,500 calories consistently, maybe a little bit over. And some days I'd have like 1,500 if I was like distracted or busy or doing something with uni. I was seriously not achieving what I should. So I made sure the past 2 weeks to get into it, monitor over 2 weeks what your normal intake is. Don't increase it. But after you found out what your normal intake is, then make sure you hit the 2,500 mark for a consistent 2 weeks, if that's your goal, to hit if you're under eating. If you're already hitting 2,500, then just do the increase. So, and then after obviously you've done the 2 weeks, 2,500 calories, what you want to do is then you want to increase it by 500. So if you're eating 3,000 calories, you'll be bulking. If you really want to increase it to 2,500, then do that. But that is purely up to you. And it just depends how much weight you want to gain and how quickly you want to gain it. So if I'd recommend say 3,500 calories, and when you're monitoring that and hitting that consistently, mark it down on the app, and then I recommend putting it in your notes and having ticks and crosses on the days you don't hit it. So that for me is making sure that every day I definitely hit my calorie mark. Now that I'm doing that, I've done that, I've increased it to 3,500, and instantly my weight's going up. I'm feeling much bigger, and that's only after like a few days. I feel like I've definitely can go in the gym tomorrow and hit a PR on the bench, and that's hopefully what I'm going to try and do tomorrow, hit a PR on the bench. And that is purely because now I'm eating more, basically. So if you want to so to recap, if you want to increase your bench, eat more, correct form, progressive overload, and follow a good gym workout routine. Now if you want the other push workout I will put that in another video, just let me know. And if you want the other workouts, I have 2 also back and biceps, so pull sessions, that I can give you as well. And I'm definitely more proud of my pull sessions. My pull sessions are fantastic. The push workouts are definitely under maintenance, but this is what I'm doing so far. And I find for increasing your bench and shoulders and triceps, this is fantastic for that. So this is what you should be doing, and good luck. So if you want to follow this routine as well, let me know and tell me your results from following it, and if you actually do end up increasing your bench and how much by after 1 month. Come back on this video and let me know how much you've increased your bench by, and I hope you can drop a like and subscribe until then. So thank you guys for watching.